No, I don't want to eat.
And we're live. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Overpower Adventures. I have my partner in crime here this week. Phil made it. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me
AJ
back.
did a great job filling in for you last week.
Glad I didn't get banned.
Banned.
Devour Worlds.
Did you get a chance to go back and watch it?
I did.
That was a pretty good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. We had a lot of people
comments.
in the chat.
Yeah.
Asking questions, asking for a breakdown of the Cadillac. So we're going to do that for him tonight. Let's say hi to some guys. Hey, Chris, that guy, how are you?
Mr. Vizina.
Captain Corm's in there too. Captain, we're going to teach you a little bit about the Cadillac. We're not going to teach you everything because then you might use it against us, and can't have that. Let's see. Cadillac has everything. 2 8 stats, 2 secondary teamwork, draw 3, negate, 2 teammate avoids, no weakness. That's Chris. Chris?
Doesn't have a lot of weaknesses.
Yeah, it does have one weakness, the no specials event.
Yeah, and the no energy icons.
Well, yes,
pretty
that's, yeah, the no energy icons. I got to sit back a little bit. 'Cause, the no energy icons may be used to attack this battle.
Really hurts it.
It does hurt it.
Not as much if they're playing any heroes, which had been the traditional way to play it, but
Yeah.
people are going more sights now, it seems to be.
Do you still have any of the artwork for sale? You posted the video. Captain, it is all sold.
One guy took us
Yeah,
out.
sold everything except the Magneto that I kept for myself. Sorry. It was kind of cool. The guy that I bought it from did contact me again. He has more, but he's not going to want to sell that anytime soon. He's got some really cool pieces.
Yeah.
There's like 4 more that I want. He has 14 left. Some of them I didn't care too much about, but he's got the artwork for the White Queen hero card.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to have that.
yeah.
We'd be fighting over that one, huh?
Oh, no.
Just buy it.
No, not just buy. He's got the Holocaust hero.
The
Art
promo
card.
or the Monumental Ordino?
Oh, jeez, I don't remember. I don't.
It's another nice piece either way.
Yeah, either way, he's got something for Beast. Is it maybe one of the Beast teamwork cards? A teamwork card that had Beast prominently on it. Was it
Yeah, I think Beast was doing or I think he was on there with Mr. Sinister. The Intellect one?
Maybe that
remember
was
that
it.
one
I
with the
think he
dark
might have
Beast.
had that.
Yeah, it was a Dark Beast and Sinister.
Yeah, Captain, I know. Sad. He's
Break
got
my heart.
speed through from Image.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I told him I didn't want that. He thought I
Yeah.
did. And I said, no, I'm not an Image fan.
I'm not either. I mean, it's awesome as a card because it's so hard to get. But
Right, that's exactly what he said, just because the card's so hard to get.
yeah.
I don't know. I think he'll probably let loose of the 4 that I want soon. But after that, and maybe the speed through.
Did you want the Holocaust? Was that one that you
Yeah.
did want?
Yeah, he knew exactly what 4 I wanted.
Oh, really?
He
Probably
said-
because he knows you play AOA and White Queen.
Yep. He said, I know exactly the ones you want. And then he included the speed through. And I said, you got them all right except the speed through. I don't want that one. Not an Image fan, and I've never played Velocity.
Yeah.
But
It's $300 to play her. At least.
is that what that card sells for? Speed?
$100 at least.
100
And
bucks?
I would run
100
3 of
piece.
them. Yeah.
Wow.
She's pretty good because her inherent allows her to play power cards from reserve. So you can follow up your teamworks with her from back. And it's pretty tricky. I mean, most people wouldn't be expecting it.
Right. You lose a character that round, you can still attack with 2 follow-ups on the teamwork.
Right. So it's the opposite of Sable.
Okay. I didn't remember that, but it was Image, and I didn't really care too much about Image.
And she's nice because she's only 16 points. So
16.
easy to make a deck
Hey,
legal.
Brett, how you doing? Ready to learn. Brett Cox is ready to learn.
Okay.
So we're going to break it down for you here shortly. We give a couple more minutes, let some more guys join us. I was really drawing over the Thor and the Human Torch art. Any chance the guy who brought them all might resell? Nope. That artwork is off the market. One guy didn't buy them all. He got a lot of it.
Yeah,
Actually,
got 80% or 85%.
yeah, a guy named Doug not this Doug, bought one. I shipped it out to him in
Washington.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Then I mailed out one or two other pieces. I think one piece went to Canada.
Yeah, I think some went to Howard as well, right?
Yep,
Was that
Howard bought one or
both-
two.
Both Jubilees, I think.
Yes, that's what he got. You're right. Yep, he got the Jubilees. No, I think all that artwork has gone into personal collections. There was nothing there that somebody was investing in. I did see the price of some Overpower art right now that's on eBay. That means we probably sold ours too cheap.
Yeah.
But that's all right. We
Got what you wanted?
we got what? Yeah, I got the piece I wanted, and we had some fun with it. We showed it off for a little while and moved on. AJ, how many people we got in the chat right now? 7. All right. Well, let's see. 3. AJ makes 4. So there's still 3 people in the chat that don't want to say hi. Guys, just so you know, we can't see you in the chat unless you send us a comment. I don't know why YouTube hides people, but they do. I couldn't find any on eBay. What search terms should I use? Hey, Ricky, this is coming just in time. I've never made a Cadillac deck, but going to for my dad to have a second deck to play. He doesn't want to use a battle site. Well,
That's a good one not to use a sight in because it is pretty defensive. You got the
yeah.
Doctor Strange 6, the 9 or less from spawning, and a negate from Scarlet Witch.
Ricky, we'll get into that a little bit more in just a minute. Captain, I can't remember what somebody sent me a search that pulled up some Overpower artwork just recently.
Yeah, what did we? Oh, we saw the Captain Universe, I think, recently.
Was that what it was? Captain Universe?
Yeah, which is that basic universe special card.
Yeah, try
Specials.
do a search Overpower Captain Universe, and you might not even have to put artwork in there for that one to pull up. It actually may have
it
ended.
May have sold, yeah.
Yeah, so looking completed, sold items, and that should come up. It was over $400. Was that a final price? 406.
I didn't see the final. Yeah.
It was at like $406 when I saw it. I don't know if that was what it ended at or not. Marcel, type in things I can't afford. Oh, Marcel, you're so funny. We all know you can buy anything you wanted off of eBay, especially if it has the words Overpower in it.
Or Kingpin.
Hey, you're welcome, Captain. Glad to help. Let us know if you find anything. I don't actively go out and search eBay for Overpower art. I do for Deathlock original art, but I don't ever put in anything specifically for Overpower. So anything Deathlock would come up for me, but that's it. So if you find anything, let us know. I'd love to see that original artwork. As you probably saw from the video, it's very popular. Guys love seeing it. And we'd love to show it off, and we'll spotlight you if you find something too. We'll put it up there for you. So, all right. So, Scott Flint is not going to make it tonight. He's tending bar. He did comment on the image that I put up for the deck. That what do we have? Scarlet Witch, Starjammers, Spawn, and Doctor Strange in reserve. He said that the new one.
He said that was the old Cadillac.
That was the old Cadillac, and the Escalade has Inhumans. What do you think about that?
Not as good.
Yeah. Oh, you lose a draw 3, but the Inhumans got some nice specials.
Yeah, it's all energy based though. I mean, I don't feel like you need the 3/8 in the deck. The Inhumans are nice. I mean, either way, they give you a little more defense. But the Starjammers cards are just, I feel,
Better.
more powered than
Yeah.
the Inhumans cards.
The power pack might be a little better. Say hi to Vlad.
Hey, Vlad.
The power pack might be a little more consistent.
It is. Yeah, that's what I said.
Right.
If you want to make it an all energy deck, it's pretty powerful. I've
AJ's in the chat.
I mean, there's a bunch of different variations of it. And
A bunch of variations?
Yeah, I mean, people run it with Invisible Woman, and you get another 9 or less, and you're +2 to venture. And then you get the teamwork that backs up for Doctor Strange, the intellect teamwork.
Ah.
It's powerful too. I've played that in several tournaments and done very well with it. So yeah, there's some different variations of it, but I don't think there's a better version than probably the Starjammers on it. And Marcel had a close one with Ghost Rider, because he does bring in other teamwork, and his inherent makes him a little more difficult to KO.
What's his inherent?
You know, he has to be Spectrum KO'd with all 4 power types. But the problem again, he's a max 6.
Max 6, yeah, and he's still subject to the 20.
Right. So if they throw 7s, 8s, and big teamwork follow-ups, it's harder to defend Ghost Rider too. But I do like Ghost Rider just because he does offer that opponent must discard a place card, which backs up the Scarlet Witch one. And so it's a very powerful combination. So the problem is you have to run the 3-stat Doctor Strange with it, and then it messes up your intellect grids for power cards.
Oh, to get Ghost Rider.
Yeah, you have to run the 3-stat Strange.
Yeah. I've never played the Cadillac, although AJ's trying to talk me into taking it to Boston.
I built it for him.
It does look fun to play. I love the Starjammers. I used to play Starjammers a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played them in a tournament.
You did. You played him in the Nationals.
Did I?
Yeah. The hand Starjammers and Nick Fury.
Oh, that's right. I
Bullseye.
did when they first. Yeah, and
All the 8s.
yeah, they. I didn't do too well in that one.
Yeah, we refused to play Vertigo at that time. We were
Right.
just sick of seeing it.
And everyone else was playing Vertigo.
Right.
I'm trying to find on this computer all the images. Let me see of what's in there. Downloads. That's what I thought. Right there it is. Downloads. But Spawn has some great cards. He's hard to argue with.
Yeah. Yeah, all his cards are good. They didn't give him a bad card.
He can play 5 teamworks.
Yeah, and he backs up the 7 grid for Starjammers.
Yeah, he's just 21
Yeah.
points.
He's-
So Scarlet makes him legal,
Right.
and then you play 2 19 heroes, which would be Doctor Strange and the Starjammers.
Right. And nobody wants to attack Scarlet Witch because of the inherent, and so kind of keeps the pressure off them. Most people are gunning for Starjammers just because of all their supercharged 1 per decks.
But some people go after Scarlet Witch just to get rid of your negate.
Yeah, they can do that. But it's also a placing machine. I mean, Starjammers get to place the extra power card, and the teamworks they're just all crunchy, big attacks coming at you.
Yeah, they can be hard to defend.
Yeah. And it seems to have all the defense at the right time. I mean, like I said, you can even play it with any heroes, and I ended up just going 10-0 with an any hero version of it out in Valhalla.
So, yeah, Ricky, we can definitely hook you up with any hero version. Let's see, Captain, couldn't you just replace the low-level intellect power cards with multi-power without impacting too much to keep the 3-stat Doctor Strange?
I mean, you can, yeah. It's just then it takes away a little bit of the spectrum ability of the deck, but
It makes it harder,
Yeah.
for sure.
it's very good. I mean, Ghost Rider gives you the 8 multi, and he gives you the same 2 cards as Starjammers, the Pennant Stare and the Draw 3. He doesn't get the 8 any power, but he does give you the pitch a card, and he gives you a 4 make an additional attack if you want to chain it. And Marcel's favorite card, Demon Chain.
Wow. So basically break down what everybody has. The Spawn, you're going to want to play 3 of the 9 or less avoids.
The 4 multi makes an additional attack.
Just 1?
I normally just run 1. Miles did run a version where he won a tournament here in Columbus back in probably 2018, and he was 1 card short with the event, so he did run a second 4 multi.
Oh, to
I
get the
would
56
probably-
cards?
Yeah, if I was that desperate, I would probably run the 7 strength AR for him. Just bigger attack.
Interesting. But he won the event.
He did win the event.
Do you remember how many guys were at that one? That was before my time.
low 20s, I want to say.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like he didn't play anybody, right?
Right. Yeah, I think he beat Keith Bursack in the finals. And he beat another Cadillac Deck in the semifinals. I believe he beat Nick Spivak in the semifinal. And then beat Keith in the final.
Miles is a pretty good player, that's for sure.
Oh, really, really good, yeah.
Yeah. Since he went back to Cincinnati, we don't get to see him very often.
Yeah, he's a fun opponent to play.
Sometimes.
Yeah, if he's not beating you.
Yeah, he beat me in the OP Cup because he was playing
Yeah,
the Any Heroes and he got that no activators event.
Yeah, bet 5.
Yeah, and it's like nothing I can do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why Citadel is just so powerful, because you have a chance for obfuscate, and it doesn't affect the activators for that one character. So worst case, you can bluff with them, and sometimes you get to defend with them. I mean, if it's like a master mold or something, because it doesn't directly have to come from that hero that the attack's played on.
Yeah.
So it gives you some versatility for sure if you can get obfuscate and play.
Chris says you should run 2 of the 4 multis and 2 of the 7 strengths.
Yeah, he does. He runs his different. I don't like duping like that. I keep mine pretty trim just so I can get to the big specials for Starjammers.
All right, AJ, thanks for coming tonight.
Nice seeing you.
I'll talk to you. We'll chat later after the stream. We'll text. Thanks, AJ. What did you say? The 4 intellect for Spawn?
I don't play that.
You don't play that. You don't want to attack that reserve character.
The only way I play that is if I was really light on intellect, and that's the reason I play the jammers with Spawn, is it gives you a lot more intellect variety. So I don't feel like you need it in that deck. So I run Spawn really trim. Sometimes I run the finite power, sometimes I don't.
Captain's got a question here. He says, is there one version of the Cadillac deck that is recognized as the best? If not, what characters are in every version? Scotty loves the 4 intellect for Spawn, says Chris. Was Scott playing that deck here?
He played Inhumans.
He played Inhumans. That's
instead of the jammers. And he went 7-0, so I mean.
Right, and then he lost in the first round to Marcel. Yeah. So once you make into single LM, anything can happen. But that's the one with the Starjammers, Spawn, Scarlet Witch, and Doctor Strange is
considered
four stat. That's the Cadillac.
And they wouldn't consider it a Cadillac. Keffer and Marcel would call that the Lamborghini. So way nicer than the Cadillac.
Yeah.
Or a lot faster. It's just a hard hitting deck that sometimes you can bet 4 or 5 missions pretty easily. If you get your draw 3, now you got the any hero version of the draw 3 as well. You get a Raza, you get a negate, you get a 9 or less, a 6 or less, or a decent teamwork follow up.
You get that
it's just hard to stop all those.
No activators maybe played.
Yeah, then it's you bet for
game
the moon.
over. Yeah, you bet as many as you can.
And it hadn't been that strong because everybody at one time was playing any heroes, so the event was kind of like just draw another card for it, because it wasn't affecting the opponent. But
when you say everybody was playing any heroes, like 70-80%?
Yeah, probably at least 85% of the field was playing any heroes.
Wow.
It was the only way to compete at the time. I mean, if you go way back to the original game, you couldn't place activators to Team Overpower, just the any heroes.
Yeah.
And so just for that placing advantage, the any heroes were just so good, especially paired with that event.
Right.
And the any heroes, you run them smaller, so the counterbalance to that was the no any hero event, but it doesn't hit near as hard. So.
Yeah, and you're not going to dupe on your any heroes.
Yeah, they're all one
activators. You
so
might.
Then a lot of people did start going to the Maximum Carnage event set where the no one per decks could be played, and so that really, really dampers the Cadillac. That hits them really hard.
But nobody's playing it now. Not very many.
No, because most people are playing
they
sites
quit playing
again.
the any heroes.
Yeah, because more people are leaning back towards sites. But
that
would really hurt.
Get back to the captain's question. You will see some variation. Sometimes Starjammers are replaced with the Inhumans, which, like we said, Scott did at the OP Cup. He went 7-0, then lost to Marcel in the first round of single at Lim. I believe Dupes got him that, if I remember right. I can't remember. Marcel would probably say he just beat him.
I think he beat him pretty good.
Did he?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One, maybe not dupes.
No, I don't
Okay.
think it was.
All right. What other variations? Sometimes
Like I said, you'll see Ghost Rider back in the
the Ghost Rider.
old school variation of it. That Marcel actually went 10-0 with.
Yeah.
Here at the OP Cup in 2014, he beat Phil Keffer in the finals, who was playing similar to a Cadillac. It was Spawn, Mojo, Inhumans with Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
And-
In 2014?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so again, that's it's a similar version. I mean, you're running Mojo instead of Scarlet Witch, which isn't as good.
Yeah. But he needed it for points to make it legal?
Yeah, he did. You even have to run the old Strange to make it legal. So it's definitely not as good because of that. Because then Strange can't even back up Mojo's teamwork.
In OKC, Marcel played he played the Ghost Rider version, right?
He played Ghost Rider and Mr. Fantastic with
Really?
Beast. Yeah,
Oh, that's right. That's right.
he played a version of what he
Okay.
played here at the OP Cup.
Yeah.
Just replaced Starjammers from Ghost Rider, I think.
And he made top 4 out there.
Yeah, he did. He got third place in OKC and won the event here. His Cadillac didn't do so well though in Valhalla. He had one game that he should have won though, and he gift wrapped it to the opponent.
Well, it happens.
And then he had a bye, and that hurts for your strength of schedule.
yeah.
So,
I hate buys.
So he was the only 4-3, unfortunately, that didn't make it into the top 8, which is painful.
Captain says, I always loved playing Mojo back in the day, but being Max 6 makes him hard to find a spot for. Absolutely does. All the Max 6 characters, they're hard to play. And there's
Yeah.
really no reason to play most of them.
Yeah, unless you need the points for like an X-Babies or Mojo. I mean, they're very similar. Just Mojo can play the 3 teamworks, I guess. The energy, the intellect, and the any power.
Yeah.
And the babies can't play any of them. But
But Mojo's easier to knock out than the X-Babies.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the cool inherent.
All right.
And he doesn't have the 7 that can
Used
be
to
versatile
defend.
to defend. Yeah.
Right. Attack or defend.
Yeah.
That card, I think, makes the X-Babies a little bit better.
Oh, and they have, yeah, but they both have the straight avoid.
And then
They both have the
negate.
6-4, the
6
negate.
-4.
Mojo has the 5 that he can attack or defend with, so not near as good. It can't even block a teamwork. So
Not the first attack.
yeah,
Yeah. He was one of those, Captain says, he was one of those rare characters who was one of my personal faves in comics and also had great specials.
yeah, specials are great. For
Yeah, they're great. They just gave him a crappy
Yeah.
stat.
sure. Yeah, which
Can't-
probably well deserved.
can't compete.
Yeah.
When the stats are so low like that, they got to give them something a little bit better.
Yeah, I think that's why they tried to give those heroes avoids and so forth, like Jubilee and X-Babies.
Yeah, something to make them worth playing.
Right.
It's got to be special wise because stat wise, it's not going to work.
No.
So you're not going to see a whole lot of variation.
Yeah, you're going to see, typically it's going to be Spawn, Doctor Strange, for sure. And then you're going to see either Scarlet Witch or Scarlet Witch. And then
I don't think
typically the one you switch is Starjammers if you're
Right.
going to switch anything up.
Starjammers may be
Yeah.
switched out. One thing when we were going over deck building last week, and I didn't realize that I had left it out, is power cards in your deck.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys will build a deck differently. I know Chris, that guy in the chat, he doesn't like to use level 1 or level 2 power cards at all. Chris, do you still not put those, or do you want to tell us? You're not going to Boston, so I assume you'll let us know. It
Yeah.
used to be Chris never ran a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, they don't defend much.
Right.
And they're pretty easy to defend. I mean, unless you need it for your deck. I mean, obviously the one's the one you could pull out for sure. It depends. I mean, if you're not running a ton of teamworks, I can see that.
Right. If you're running a lot of teamwork, you're probably going to run a 1 and a 2. Just make sure you have follow-ups on your team-ups.
It's nice for characters like Starjammers that can place 2 power cards without, and then knowing you're not going to dupe on it.
Right. You only run 1 of each, so you know you're not going to dupe on those. But it does, when somebody's got that 2 placed on someone.
Yeah, you know, it's just a wimpy venture hit.
Right. And I'm not going to attack you with the 2 and let you use it, because I do have a 2 on my deck to attack with from Morph.
Right.
I wish I could go to Boston. No, oh, Chris, I wish you were coming too, man. The Ohio contingent is right now going to be Corey and Doug. That's it. Everybody else, including this guy, is not going to be able to make it.
Yeah.
So,
I'll see what the wife says. I'll ask one more time.
one more time.
Probably be like Daffy Duck, slap my beak off.
Ask her over the phone. Don't ask her in person. So, yeah, just Corey and myself right now. Vlad, AJ can't make it. Sam can't make it. All three of the guys in Cincinnati, 4 guys, 5 guys, however many's down there in Cincinnati, none of them can make it. Scotty has to work.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, if you drive, it's 12, 13 hours of driving.
There's no way I'd do that drive anymore.
And the flight's not the issue as far as the cost. It's fairly cheap, but it's kind of
hotel rooms are outrageous in Boston.
It was a 7-hour. I couldn't find anything direct, so everything I was looking at was 7-8 hour flight.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know if you got a direct connect, but
I don't know. Corey took care of that.
He took care of it.
Yeah, he takes care of me. So. He tells me where and when, and I just show up.
Yeah, so it wasn't real convenient as far as timing. Like, you either have to leave early in the day or super late at night, and then one trip you couldn't get there till the next morning.
Wow.
So yeah, it's not super convenient, unfortunately.
Well, Corey and I have not booked Airbnb yet. He's going to work on that tomorrow, I think. Yeah. He may have done it today. I don't know.
And I really want to wait until I can spend more time out there because I really want to get out to Phil Keffer's house and check out his.
There's Laura.
Huge Overpower connection.
Laura,
slapping my
thanks
beak
for
off
joining
now.
us. She says, I am sorry, Phil can't be there to win again.
Well, at least she was nice about it.
Yeah. Wow.
I'll have to have a little tournament home and try to beat up on the kids, I guess.
Yeah. Invite Vlad and Sam up here.
Yeah.
They might be able to do that.
Maybe
Ricky
commentate or
says,
something.
Phil, remember you had that business trip that weekend.
That's true. Oh,
Quote, unquote, business trip.
Yeah, I forgot to tell Laura.
And then Laura, yeah. Thanks for spilling the beans for us there, Ricky, just as Laura entered the chat. Well, it'll be fun. It's the last one of the year.
Yeah. I'm looking for you to bring home the #1 spot.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. My deck's fun, but I don't know if they can win it all. If it doesn't dupe, it'll be all right. It'll be fun. Corey and I will play our best. We'll see what happens. At the end of this one, we'll have the final rankings, which, in case you're wondering, I put those in the Overpower Facebook page last night, the current ones.
Saw that.
I'll update them as soon as Howard tells me he has the official ones afterwards. Ricky says there's spies everywhere. Yeah, you never know when Laura's paying attention. My wife's probably lurking in the shadows of the chat too.
That's one not commenting.
Yeah. So we will be running the Champ of Champs in February, which is directly related to these 5 events. The 5 winners and anyone in the top 10 will get an automatic invite into that event. We will. We'll run a second chance or last chance qualifier the Friday before, and we'll add a couple spots to it. And then we will also run a side tournament the same day for anyone who didn't qualify for Champ of Champs.
Did we decide how many we want in there?
Well, 10 or 12, but we got to wait and see how many of the 5 winners end up in the top 10. Like, you won 2 of the 5 events, right, and you're in the top 10. Right. So you're taking up 3 spots. Quit being so greedy.
Wasn't sure I got in there.
Yeah, I guess. So right there's 2 people we can replace.
Right.
So we'll see how
it
shakes out.
12 works better than 10, obviously, because of the way the brackets would work.
Yeah. And then we'll see how much interest we have in last chance qualifier on the Friday to see if people want to show up and try and get in.
Yeah, I know Josh has already booked his ticket.
Yeah, he sure has. He's in the top 5. Is he number 4 right now or number 5, I think, in the rankings? He's in there.
I think it's me, Keffer, Derek, Scotty, and then Josh.
Then Josh? Yeah, I think so. So as long as he don't tank in Boston, he'll be there. We might go 16. 16 is a good
that would
number
be a
to
nice
break.
number.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll see. And then, like I said, we'll run a side event the same day so that you guys can come out and play if you don't qualify for the Champ of Champs. And then again in August, I think, is when we're having the OP Cup this year. We did September this year, but I think it got moved.
No, we did August 25th and 26th.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we're in August again this in 2024. So we'll have 2 nice events in Columbus. I hope you guys can make it.
6 months apart.
Yeah, they'll be split up enough that you won't have to make back-to-back trips or anything unless you come in for Origins. Not even then, you'll still have a couple weeks.
You run a fun event then?
Yeah.
Although we get pretty busy.
Yeah, we kept the room this year, though, and we did run events during Origins here in the room. So we'll see. Origins could rent it out from beneath us, but I don't think they will. Vlad is running a version of his Cadillac Deck, and he has Abomination on his Cadillac Deck. He's trying to make it the new Cadillac. Who's he running with? I don't know if he wants me to tell.
Yeah, that's tougher because Abomination's 20 points. And I don't know, you'd have to almost make it a strength deck.
I think it is a strength deck. It's an all-new Cadillac.
Oh.
Yeah, it's tough. Heroes for Hire? Abomination?
Yeah, anytime you got Heroes for Hire on the deck, it's going to be solid.
Right. And every once in a while, someone will run Heroes for Hire with Spawn.
Yeah, that's tougher then because then
Point-wise.
your 8 grids are split.
Yep.
But Tyler had that deck for years that was very powerful.
Yeah, Spider-Woman in reserve.
Yeah,
and
Spider-Woman,
Spider-Girl.
Spider-Girl, Heroes, and Spawn.
Yeah.
I mean, same issue a lot of people run into. You don't have the negate, but I
But
mean,
he
back in the
defends
day,
everything.
Yeah, back in the day there was no Devour. I mean, so you had a ton of defense from that deck with Citadel, and that's what he always played back in the day was Citadel.
Yep.
So
It
yeah,
was
very
tough.
good when you're not worrying about the no activators or Devour worlds.
Vlad, Chris says no Abomination. So,
No Abomination.
Chris says no.
No.
No to the Abomination. That strength deck is pretty powerful. Vlad's got another deck that he beat me with when he was here last weekend, 2 weekends ago. He's running his own Beyonder deck. That was good.
Yeah. Sounds like an abomination to call Abomination deck the Cadillac.
It's good. There's a lot of playable decks right now, but I don't think any of them are going to dominate like the Cadillac does. And the Cadillac is, I mean, we haven't had new cards in so long.
Yeah.
That
Besides
people
the
know
MOE
works.
type stuff.
Yeah.
But like I said, I felt like we really watered down the MOE cards when we were making it, just because of the way things were going at that time. We were trying to appease a lot of different parties.
Oh, trying not to be too powerful.
Yeah, I mean, we were trying to make both parties happy at the time, because the Canada players at the time didn't want the MOE at all, and so that caused that big split. And we finally got the Canadian players back in the mix, but it took a long, long time, and a lot of them never came back.
Really?
So yeah, it kind of split the play groups up at that time, which
Okay.
was very unfortunate.
There's a lot of things happened while I was gone from
Yeah,
the game.
and Keffer kind of warned us not to do that, just because the community at that point was so small. But we were kind of the same thing. We hadn't seen new cards in 20 years. We wanted some diversity,
Right.
and who envisioned that somebody would actually get the trademark?
Yeah, we was hoping. Let's see. Vlad says, Captain says, speaking of DOW, when did Devour Worlds and Power Leech get banned? Power Leech is not banned.
I think people think it's banned because they thought you could play Power Leech with a battle site. At least one guy was on there chatting.
Oh. Okay,
He
you
thought
can't,
you
you
could
can't
mix
do
them.
that. It's any hero. Has to be played with any heroes.
Yeah, he just thought you could mix them.
Yeah, I can't figure out if it was original official ruling when the game was still active or it's a later tournament. It just went into effect this season.
Yeah.
That is a North American Overpower League ruling. They banned it from their events. So
And I'm wondering if he's thinking Power Leech, it did get neutered, obviously, from back in the day.
It did.
Where you have to target a character instead of being an opponent. The way it's written, it is different at this point.
Oh,
but that's been
that happened back
20
in the
years
day.
ago.
Yeah, that was. You're right. The Power Leech did get
not banned, but
it got nuked a little bit, where you had to target a character and not your opponent.
right. Yeah, once they pulled your negate, they knew their Power Leech was
Good.
99% good.
Right. So that Captain, that one did get nerfed back in the day. DOW just got nerfed this year by NAOL.
Yeah. American Overpower League.
Right. They banned it from their events. So technically, it's not a BMG thing. I saw someone ask about that. Where did I see that? And Vlad says, Abomination has served me well so far. Yeah, I don't like playing that strength deck. It's tough. Peter Pan and Tinkerbell will change the meta, says Chris. Yes, I will play those two on a team. So it's a recent BMG thing. It is not, Captain, BMG did not make that ruling. North America Overpower League did. They're the ones that got together and banned DOW from their events. So if you're playing in an event outside of them, your DOW is still good. Unfortunately, right now, they're the only ones running any kind of events. And they're the only ones running events that BMG
Well, any big
sponsors.
events
Yeah.
that we know of.
Right. I don't think there's anyone else doing events. Maybe in their home.
Right.
But that's it. That BMG did not ban DOW. The promoters, I guess, of the events.
It have
Got
been
together.
the people that are hosting the events.
Right. There's 5 events. Each promoter, I guess you guys kind of like sit on a board.
Yeah, we're kind of like
a board
a
of,
small little commission chair.
yeah, and they decide what's good, what's not good. And then we all have to live by it. Let's see what else we got. Vlad says he can't wait to play Peter Pan. Oh, no, he did not say that.
Oh.
He did not say that. I know he's really looking forward to it, though. Was there a reason given for now to ban DOW? The reason is that DOW made battle sites almost unplayable. And they tried everything to make the battle sites compatible with any heroes.
Yeah, we tried where you.
If DOW got put on the table, got put into play, they changed it where you could throw all 4 activators. You could throw 1, 2, 3, or 4 activators at one time. So,
And you could play it defensively. We even tried that.
say what?
So if you threw Devour in play, I could throw down the 4 activators, and it's still my turn. Your turn is.
Oh, okay.
And then we tried where you couldn't even place Devour. So that way,
Yeah.
So we tried all 3 of those at one time just to try to. But the problem is when you get Devour in that event, back to back.
Right, the no activators event.
Yeah, with
You can't
coupled with
play
Devour.
them, and so not even against DOW.
Yeah, sometimes the no activator event's worse than Devour. I mean, because Devour,
Yeah.
sometimes you can kind of fight through it a little bit. And just you might only have one activator in a hand. You throw it down defensively if you can initially, but it may not limit you huge. But like I said, the problem was is when you coupled it with the event.
Yeah.
You almost knew that if you got your Devour with a Power Leech, it's an automatic hit.
Right, you're going to make the opponent discard a
Yeah, so
ton
then
of
you're
cards.
discarding all your activators and all your icons.
All right, and it's not fun to play against.
Yeah, there's a
so
lot
they
of people-
got rid of it. So how are any heroes, any characters superior in any way now?
They made some new cataclysms. BMG did.
BMG
And-
made a few new any heroes that are pretty powerful.
Yeah, you can play one of 4 cataclysms. One is a draw 4 that you discard any special out of your hand, and then you have to reveal the 4 cards that you draw, but you get to keep duplicates. Or you can play a draw 3, or you can play a straight avoid 1 attack, can't be attacked for the battle, a lockout. And they also had avoid a special and draw a card, which doesn't seem to be, that one's probably not getting any play, just it's a little more watered down compared to the draw 3 or the draw 4.
Yeah, a lot of guys like to run that avoid one
Yeah,
attack
Scott-
may not be attacked.
Scotty likes that one.
And especially if you're running another character that you can lock out.
Right.
And then you got one in your battle site with
Well, you
those
can't play any
protective
heroes with a
plates.
sight, but
Oh, yeah.
Unless
You're
you're-
right. Thank you.
unless you're going that mix.
I don't.
but I mean, you
scratch
could
that
let one of your heroes die and have 2 lockouts.
and lock them out.
Yeah.
And they're not superior, and they're not even played as much now as battle sites are.
They're very good because you're not duping them for one.
Right. That's the biggest advantage.
Yeah. And now they made your negate. It's no longer the Bastion style. They made a Merlin that is a true negate, so you can place it.
Negate anything.
And so that's why the Cadillac now is so good with any heroes. You don't have to place your Scarlet Witch negate. You can place if you played all 3 good 1 per decks for Starjammers, you can place a negate to them. And so now you have dual negates plus a straight Guardian Angel and all the other defensive cheese with big teamwork coming at you.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a super powered deck. So
But
kudos to Phil Keffer for making that.
At the OP Cup, I think 25% of the decks were any heroes. 25% of the decks that made it into the single M round were any heroes.
Yeah, I think just 2?
Yeah,
2
two
out
of
of
the
8?
8
Yeah.
made it.
I know one was Justin. I played him in the final round of Swiss and then the first
And
round of single LM.
It was the same in Valhalla. I think it was almost exactly the same, but 3 out of the 8 may have made it into single LM in Valhalla. But Larry said that the average or the percentage was almost the exact same as ours.
Yeah, I don't know who was running any heroes. I know McMillan was running a site, Tyler, Derek, AJ, Vlad, all sites. So it might have been 2 to
Maybe it was
2 to 6 again.
Yeah, he said it was very similar to our percentage that we had up here. And I don't see it being 50-50 in Boston. Let's see. Well, not counting the new BMG ones, I would say innies were vastly inferior without DOW.
I don't think so.
I mean, they got
with the changes, no.
they got a nice advantage in that you're not going to dupe on them.
Yeah.
So that's the downfall of the battle site is duping on it.
And like I said, now that you're getting that Cataclysm, a true negate, and now they just gave them a new card that you can look at the top 5 cards of your draw pile. So, I mean, that's super powerful because you could play your Scarlet Witch negate, you could have your Merlin, then you could go through, look at the top 5 cards, could be another Scarlet Witch negate.
Yeah.
And the only bad thing about that one, you do have to reveal it to your opponent, what you drew, but
that's a decent trade-off.
Yeah, but I mean, there were several times that I got to go and get my web-headed wizard. So, you're getting another draw 3 or a Raza or it's just, there's any heroes are definitely not dead.
Yeah.
Coupled with that no activator event
Right.
on top of it.
And the no activator event, they have to be discarded if you can't place one.
Right. Unless they have Obfuscate or
This-
Mavericks cards in play.
The same with the no specials event. Activators have to be discarded if they can't be placed. Now, what about specials when the no special event's in play, and your opponent bet goes 3, you get to draw a card. You get to hold that if it's a special. You can bluff with that.
If it's a special.
But it's an activator, you still have to discard it. Okay, so
Like I said,
your
unless you
any
have Obfuscate
heroes,
in play.
yeah, the no specials, any heroes, you can't play them, but they're easier.
But, yeah,
to
you can bluff with those, yeah.
You don't have to discard any of them, no matter what. Where the activators, you do.
Yes, I mean, that's the other big advantage to the Cadillac. For one, you get the extra placement with Starjammers. Then the only thing you're really truly duping on could be your negate 9 or less, 6 or less, and just a few power cards. And so you're typically always up on card advantage. And then, like I said, I just ran mine with the new Cataclysm, which is a draw 3. So you're getting 2 opportunities you could draw 3 times. 2.
And Captain's saying he's kind of astounded at 1/3. It wasn't 1/3, it was 1/4, but it's still, I agree, it's a lot. It was more than I was expecting to see. And if you need those BMG essentials, Larry's got them on the Orange King, is it .com or .net? The Orange, just look up the Orange King online, Overpower. He has those essentials for sale. They're not very expensive. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I think they're less than $20. So.
Yeah, they're like $1 a card.
Yeah, the nice thing too, you get all the new home base aspects. So you get all 4 different colors, and then they made the Death from Above and the Gamma Terror into all 4 colors now as well.
And does the Essentials also have the locations?
Yeah, it has the Dracula Armory and the new Baker Street.
OP Fanatic says it's theorangeking.com.
That's what I thought.
So go give Larry a look at, he's got some cool stuff there. A lot of times the hard to get cards, he's sold out of them, and when he gets them, he puts them up and they sell same day. So if you're looking for the hard to get stuff, just keep looking all the time. But he does have the Essentials in stock, and I think he has World Legends in stock. It's by the singles. I don't think he has any packs left. If you want any World Legends cards, you go on eBay. Vlad's got some on eBay right now. Vlad says, not going to lie, I like the Robin Hood Catechism. Discard a special to draw 4 and keep dupes.
Yeah, like I said, the only bad one about that is you have to show the opponent the cards.
Yeah, but
So-
you're also showing these are the 4 I'm going to beat you with. So
Could be,
Yeah.
but
Hopefully.
they could be cards that are specific for certain characters,
yeah,
and then you know they're no good. I know Tyler with his reveal deck did that to Nick. He had reveal all specials, and he had to show him a Scarlet Witch, a Void, and a Starjammer's Void. So he made him pit the Starjammer's Void, and then he knew he wasn't going to attack Scarlet Witch.
right.
And so, yeah, it can reveal information that you just don't want to show to your opponent. But I think they're trying to cut down where there could be any type of mischievous behavior.
Yeah, I like that reveal part. If you're going to draw them, at least I get a look at them.
Yeah.
Vlad says, I think it's a 3rd, not a 4th, if you average top 8 over all year's tournaments. Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
I ain't going to argue with you.
Yeah, I don't know.
mean,
They
when
were
you're
probably-
talking
they were
8
probably-
8
yeah.
decks in single LM,
Right.
you can't get a 3rd.
Yeah, you get 3/8.
Yeah. But, yeah, they're not dominating. And I think the 2 that made it in single LM here went out in the first round, if I remember
Yeah,
right.
Scotty and Justin both. Yeah.
Yeah, so, they don't dominate. They are competitive. They are good. I don't play any heroes right now, although the more we talk about it, the more I kind of like all the defense there and not duping. We shall see. When we go to Boston, I'm playing a deck unlike anything I've ever played before. And a lot of the rules that I gave out last week on how to build a deck, I didn't follow. So, thank you, Ricky. Ricky says it's 27 27ths of 73rds. But your power pack, you usually don't want more than 3 8s, don't want more than 3 7s, 2 or 3 6s, 3 4s and 5s I normally run 2 of, and 1 1 and 1 2. And it changes depending on how many teamworks you're running. If you run a lot of teamworks, you need those power cards to follow up. You can't play a teamwork by itself. You have to have at least one follow-up, which back in the day we used to not follow them up.
Yeah, that's what Joe said he used to do.
Yeah, but I don't know if that was an official rule or just how we read the rule.
Yeah, I don't think that was ever a rule. But
Yeah.
yeah, they're very good if you don't have to do that.
Yeah, just throwing 6s at them, chuck a 6 and run. But so you don't want to dupe a lot on your power cards, but you want to have a good mixture to get to the power pack. And then, so,
Yeah, hoping not to get there, but
yeah, you hope not to. Stefan, how you doing, buddy? And by the way, we're not going to play this Saturday. Vlad and the guys can't come down, so I don't think we're doing anything this weekend. When they making that any hero power mimic, yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, Joe, are you in the chat today? I want an any hero power mimic, and then you'll have me. I'll switch. At least for one tournament, I'll do it. 1648s is 33%, says Vlad.
yeah, if there's been that exact number.
Yeah, okay. No event has had 48 players yet. Boston, we're rooting for you to get there.
No, I think he's saying there's been 4 tournaments or 5 tournaments or whatever. So there would be 40 top 8s or whatever. 5 times 8 is
Well,
40.
48, yeah, but that's 2 tournaments. Wait,
Yeah, I don't know. Is he just talking top 8 or total?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they haven't been as popular. But like I said, I think they're getting stronger. They keep making a card at each tournament, which is a promo card that they give away, and they seem to be getting a little better and better.
I'm sorry, I got to reply to Chris real quick. Thank you, Chris. He says our volume is way up, and we got it fixed. The problem we're having with the volume was when we try to bring somebody from outside in, and I think I've got that fixed when we do it again. I was hoping Joe would come on from BMG and talk with us. I'm going to talk to him, see if I can get him on here next week. Talk a little bit about Boston coming up. Vlad, come on now, son. He says 6 tournaments, top 8. 6 tournaments.
But there hadn't been a 6th tournament yet?
Yeah, there's only 5 tournaments, Vlad. How do you get 6? Your math don't work, I'm telling you.
He's being hopeful for Boston.
Oh, yeah, okay. Vlad, if there's anything I can do to help you get to Boston, besides pay your airfare, let's do it. Or maybe. Vlad's also blowing up my phone, not just in the chat.
He wants you to acknowledge his math is right.
Yeah, his math is wrong. Sorry, Vlad. I know you're really good at that kind of stuff, but you're not going to get there. 2 out of 8, that's a 4th. That's all there is. OMG, he says. He's had enough. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're fine.
What was your comment?
I was just saying that each event they've been giving out a promo card. So the Any Heroes have been getting, a little bit more juice after each event.
And I think as soon as the event's over, Larry makes them available on his website.
He does.
So you can buy them.
The one that was just released from Valhalla is your +5 to venture for the hand. Which is pretty good because they have to negate that.
Is that a cataclysm?
No.
Oh my gosh, that's too much.
So it's another one that you can add.
Wow.
I don't know that +5 is too much, but
Huh?
no, I mean because you got the Lex Luthor and Thor that give you or Cable that give you +6 or -6.
Yeah, but nobody plays those characters.
Yeah,
That have that.
Yeah, Dr. Doom.
And any hero gets to throw out a -5 to venture, or is it +5?
+5, I think. But.
+5 to venture.
So it's going to make the Cadillac even better because then you can start playing Image Inducer and shift all the hits to Scarlet Witch and be +5 again.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Vlad says he likes the +5. I like the +5. If I played any heroes, I would be playing that.
It's decent.
I mean, I'm not going to negate it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those confusions. I mean, sometimes you hit with it, sometimes you don't.
Yeah. So. Wow.
But yeah, it's decent.
Ricky says, okay, so about that Cadillac deck. I guess we wandered a little too far off for Ricky.
Should I go grab it?
You want to go get it? I thought you had it here. Yeah, go ahead. +5 sucks, should be +6, says Chris. And Vlad says a lockout deck with the +5. Yeah, that would probably be hard to pull off, but I think you could do it. I would, just run the basic Cadillac. I wouldn't put the Inhumans in place of Starjammers. And you can definitely play the Any Heroes in place of a Battle Sight with that Cadillac deck. Phil went 10-0 in Valhalla with it. So it's good. It's very hard to beat if you're a good player. If you're not a very good player, you're still probably going to win 50-60% of your games because the deck is so good. Keep your power pack trimmed. Don't throw in too many power cards, but stick to the model. +6 should be +7. I know, Ricky. I don't know why these guys think so low. Come on. Why don't we make it plus whatever total of radar warnings you run in your deck? How's that? Then you can get a +21. But the Cadillac does not guarantee you a win, but it certainly helps your odds. Yeah, Chris, I'm telling you, let's just make it a +1 for every radar warning card in your deck. Chris wants it to be a +9.
course he does. He's greedy.
Yeah. Chris, do you even play any heroes? Does he play any heroes?
He did for a while, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, obviously, when everybody's playing him, he loves the Citadel. I mean, that's his
Right. I
bread
mean,
and
well,
butter.
those guys created the Citadel.
Right.
So, all right, you got it
So-
broke down by specials and things in there.
No, I haven't.
Wow.
You prefer to do that?
You're gonna have to hold it up like right here to get it on
Maybe I do.
camera,
Maybe I
because
do.
I didn't set up a second camera tonight. I
Okay.
wasn't expecting that.
Okay. So this is how I ran it exactly, card for card, out at Valhalla.
All right, break it down.
So I'll start with the anti-heroes. So this one is Merlin, which is the new
Ooh.
the new
Can you
Nick
take them
out of the sleeves.
Wow. Yeah, don't. The camera's not focusing on it because it's focused on us.
Right. So that's the new negate. It can now be placed and played like a true negate, unlike Bastion. This is the new Fortress of Solitude. It's called Hades, Lord of the Underworld.
That lets you concede and
And the
turn
missions.
missions back to the pile they were ventured from.
Yeah, so
you
both-
cannot venture more than 3.
More than 2.
More than 2.
Yeah.
You cannot venture 3 or more is what I meant to say. Does
Correct.
it say that on the card now?
Yeah, I think it
they
does.
they added that.
Yeah, so play on your turn to concede the battle. If you have bet no more than 2 missions, return all mission cards for all players into the piles they were ventured from. This card can be placed as well.
So back in the day, guys used to play that and they'd bet 7. You draw all your cards, then they concede.
Yeah,
And
that doesn't work when they have a negate, though.
that's right.
This is the new Guardian Angel, so it's Freya, goddess of protection. So a Guardian Angel. This is the new Confusion, which is Robin Hood or Peter Pan, Captain Hook, whoever it is. Disorient opponent. So it either can make you discard a teamwork or it can avoid all attacks from one teamwork. Then they can't make any
Well,
follow-up
actually,
attacks.
it avoids the first attack on a teamwork. No additional attacks may be played.
Or you can target one to make them discard it.
Right.
That's placed. This is the new Death from Above. Like I said, they made this in all 4 colors now. So this is the intellect version of it. So now you get the energy, the strength fighting intellect. This is the new Power Leech. It's the Grim Reaper.
I don't know why that camera's not
So-
autofocusing on that card.
Yeah,
but,
sorry.
man,
So it's play on target character. If it's successful, they have to discard 4 icons of the person that played its choice. So when you play it, you call the icon that you were choosing right away. This is the new Cataclysm. Like I said, they do have 4 of these now. This is the draw 3. They do have a draw 4, discard a special, keep dupes but show to your opponent. The draw 3 you don't have to show, I don't believe.
and
Which is nice.
And no discard.
Yeah, and this one you do have to discard dupes. This is the new one that I was saying. You can look at top 5 cards of your own deck. Then you get to select one of those 5 cards and reveal it to your opponent. So
That's pretty good.
yeah, pretty good. It'd be better if it was like Spider-Man. You got to see the 8, especially being on 1 per deck. But I think they probably didn't want it overpowered. This is the Gemini, which is the new web-headed wizard. So it allows you to go through, select any one card out of your dead pile. Cannot be an any hero. So it can be a teamwork, a special from your character or an ally, something of that nature.
Starjammers draw 3.
Yeah, that's
Or
typically what
11.
you do. Yeah.
Or Raza.
Yeah, it depends what you need to win Avenger, obviously. This is the new Gamma Terra. Again, that comes in all 4 icons now. So intellect.
7 to attack.
Yeah,
Or 7 power.
it's a 7 intellect on this one. But
Okay.
yeah, they make it with energy, fighting, and strength as well as the intellect. And this is the new A Next. So they made those in all 4 colors as well now, as well. So the nice thing,
What kind of card is that?
that's an aspect.
An aspect, right? Okay.
So you can place an aspect and any hero to your team overpower if that's the location that you choose to run. And again, this is the supercharged event. This is from the 20 years overpower. So it's the same as the shatter or damage events.
Oh, really?
This is something Canada made,
No activator cards.
which is
Okay.
very nice. It made a tribute to the guys that kind of designed and had some backing with the game. So Keith Bursack, Theo, Michael Stern, who created the game, Ron Praza, who used to I don't know if he was a judge or exactly what Ron did for Overpower, but
Ron was actually at one
Was he
time
the
he
rules
was the
guy?
head
Rules?
creator.
created the cards.
I don't remember when he took over, but yeah, he was.
But they're all on that team Overpower
He's
card.
the guy who created double shots.
Oh, really?
So that's the guy you want to blame for double shots. Don't come whining to anybody else but him. Are those available? Is that-
I got these from, well, I don't know. I got these from John Lewis. He said he did have more of them, but
Oh, John made them up himself?
no. They came from Canada, but
Oh,
he
okay.
has extras that I
Gotcha.
think he's willing to sell.
All right.
Spent $20 on them.
That's a nice way to spend $20.
Yeah. I ran 6 teamworks, so the 6 and 7 fighting that Starjammers or Spawn can play in the deck. They're followed up with Intellect and Energy. I ran 3 of the Energy, so the 8, 7, and 6 Energy, followed with Intellect and Fighting. And then I ran the 6 Any Power, which doesn't need any type of power card follow-up.
How was that
icon.
card distributed?
They reprinted this in, I want to say, the Marvels for one, and then a lot of people remade them.
Okay.
So this version is from, I believe if it has a black back, it's going to be from, no, I don't know who got this one. Chew, who is a Canadian guy, made some specials and hard-to-get cards and sold them
Okay.
in a pack at one time. And then I ran a 3, 5 strength that becomes a 3 strength ally card. After the ally card, you do have to play a special from one of your teammates, somebody that did not play the ally.
And it cannot be in any hero.
Cannot be in any. Oh yes, it can be in.
It
any
can
hero
be
now.
in any
Can be in
hero now.
any. Cannot be an activator. So just think
Okay.
of any heroes as specials now for
Okay.
anybody on your team. I ran 3 of the 8 energy power cards. Only Spawn and Doctor Strange can play those. I ran a 7 energy fighting and any power.
There you go. That's good.
So
You ran energy, fighting, and any power.
Yeah, so Witch can play 2 of them. Starjammers can play the other 2.
Okay.
Spawn can play all of them. Doctor Strange can play 2 of them. Did the same exact mix with the power cards for the 6 as well. So the 6 energy, 6 fighting, 6 or any. And then in this version, I typically don't run 3 5s, but in this version I did. I ran a 5 multi, a 5 fighting, and a 5 intellect. The only one that can't play the intellect is Spawn. So Strange, Jammers,
Yeah.
and Witch can play the intellect. And then I ran 2 4 multis, playable by anybody. These are all playable by anybody. 3 fighting, 3 multi. And then I did run a 1 and a 2 just for the teamwork follow-ups because I'm running 6 teamworks. So I run a total of 17 power cards in this deck. So 3 8s, 3 7s, 3 6s, 3 5s. Oh, I guess 18 in this one. 2 of the 4s, 2 of the 3s, a 1 and a 2. And then I did run very light Starjammers cards just because I wanted to have somebody that was if somebody got KO'd, that's who I wanted to KO with the event. I ran the 11 any, the 8 any power, the Raza, and the draw 3. And that's all I ran for him.
That's plenty.
And all those cards are just devastating cards.
Yeah.
So for Spawn, I ran the 3 teammate avoids, the 3 9 or lesses, 4 multi, make an additional, the 7 AR, which is just a 7 strength attack, similar to Gamma Terra. I did run the finite power, just because it couples pretty well with the Raza.
Yes.
However, in this deck, since I am not playing a site, I did run 4 Scarlet Witch negates.
I don't see that very often.
No, but I didn't dupe on it. I would never place the first 2. And I was
okay.
relying more on getting the discard a place card or the 8 multi down for her. I ran 2 of the discard a card. And that's opponent.
I hate that card.
It's an opponent, so yeah.
Right. They're going to make you discard your negate that you placed, and there's nothing you can do except negate it.
Yeah. Or, I mean, I was cherry picking teamworks. I mean, it just depends what. If
Yeah.
you don't have a lot of defense and you got a negate, you don't really sometimes have to pick their negate off. But you got to be careful, though, because they can negate your card and then you don't have the defense.
Yeah.
I ran 1 6 strength, which is an AR for Scarlet Witch, and then the 8 multi power, 1 per deck. And then for Doctor Strange to complete the deck, I run his 3 6 or less avoids. They're playable by him or anybody on his team. So they're universal, unlike the Silver Sable and Spider Woman.
Yeah.
So he's really powerful just because he backs up the spawn grid and blocks every single teamwork just about.
And one thing I want to mention here on this Scarlet Witch, the 6 strength, there was an air version of this card that has a 6 fighting.
Which a lot of people play.
Right, they play that, and they should ban it from organized play because it is in that deck just to confuse you.
Yeah, unfortunately, it confused my opponent. Derek played it. He was playing the Scarlet Witch with Invisible Woman and Spawn deck, and I let the 6 fighting hit, which actually is just a 6 strength. It doesn't count as a fighting icon. And then he kept trying to KO me with strength power cards or whatever. So I would let him redirect the attack, but yeah, unfortunately, yeah, it does count as strength.
He confused himself.
It confused himself, yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of, I guess that was, the fighting one was more prevalent, I guess, which I never had. But
I don't know.
in some areas,
it was hard to get.
Yeah, I thought it was hard to get too, but a lot of people have them.
I think they probably do it on purpose, but
And then
don't let them get you.
if I was going to play one other event, the only other one I would play would be remove a hit with an inherent, and that way it kind of cleans up your Starjammers and Scarlet Witch,
Okay.
which isn't any mission out of DC.
You didn't have any mission. Oh, you only
Just
played
any-
the one mission or one event?
Just the one event. Yeah. A lot of people do run the all power cards can be played by anybody on the front line. And that way you can make your Starjammers an 8 for defense or 8 to attack if Spawn dies or something in the
Yeah.
hand. So I just don't want to dupe on the event.
Right. That is a pain if you're running 2 or 3 events. It
Especially,
could happen.
Especially if you're trying to neuter battle sites.
Yeah, and you don't want to draw that event when they venture 3 and let you draw a card. It's an event. Old geeks, new tricks. Welcome to the chat. Good to see you again. Are the new any heroes generally identical to the old ones? They're
90%.
Yeah, they did reprint all the old ones in a new card with the new picture. Updated some of the wording on them, and then they released a handful of new ones.
And they've been releasing them typically after every event. And
Well,
it's-
you can buy them in the Essentials pack, or there's been 4 so far this year that have been exclusive to the convention or the tournaments. And then in Boston in 2 weeks, they're going to release a 5th one. And we don't know what it's going to be. It's always a surprise when we get there. The only way to buy them is off of theorangeking.com. I believe, I don't even think BMG has a website that they sell off of. Do they? I don't know.
BMG, no. They do it all through Larry.
So, yeah, go through Larry. Larry's got the essentials, and he does sell the exclusives. I believe he makes them available the day after the event. Let's see. Vlad said, what? Can be a 1 per deck special. What are you talking about? Oh, okay. I guess Vlad's still trying to get the +9 to venture or something. I don't know. It can be an OPD special. Rebirth did it. Aspects, AAs, and ARs. Ricky says +1 new any 5 AA.
Oh, yeah. It's
Is that from the events?
Yeah, you can either play. You can't play them both though. You can either play the 4 with all the different colors, or you can play the 5 any power.
Oh, okay.
So
The
you-
AA is
you
death
don't-
from above, right?
Yeah, so these are now called assist,
Okay.
and you can only play 1 assist in your deck. So
Okay.
you can either play the 4 with either color, any of the 4 colors, or you can play the 5, which is just an any power. So
And you
some
get to
people,
make an additional attack.
yeah.
from
So
it,
some
too.
people do that just because they want the 5 hit instead
5
of the 4,
instead of a 4. Yep.
which I don't feel like it's that
Chris
big of a
says you're
deal, but-
greedy playing 4 negates, just so you know.
Yes, I know.
They didn't reprint symbiotic bonding. I don't think that's the right word, is it?
Yeah,
Is that
believe
symbiotic
so.
bonding?
I think so.
Yeah, that is correct, Ricky. They did not reprint the symbiotic card. Or Unlucky at Love.
Yeah, those cards never saw any play. There's no
Okay.
sense in reprinting them. And one of them's opponent's -3 to venture or something.
And the
Yeah.
captain says, yeah, the BMG site just tells you to buy them off the Orange King and links to a site. That's good. No Geek says, thanks. You're welcome, my friend. I hope you guys learned something today. Hope we answered all your questions for the deck. Ricky, do you got anything before we take off? I know we're going to see you in about a week and a half in Boston. And you're going to break down that Ironman deck for me for the channel. Appreciate that. Next week, I'm going to try and get Joe on here from BMG so he can help answer some questions about Boston and maybe where BMG came up with some of these creative ideas that they've turned into new Any Heroes. We're also going to open a pack of World Legends cards, which BMG put out. They're selling for stupid money online right now. The only one I saw on eBay is like $125 a pack. They were originally $25 a pack. They're sold out. You can't get them anywhere. It's I believe the foil Dracula Heroes in there.
Yeah, I think it's the misprinted Dracula.
Yeah. Which is why I'm going to open it. I want that one.
Not playable.
It's not playable, but I want it. And then we're going to open 6 packs of Classic.
6?
Yeah. AJ will probably try and be here for that one because he likes to open up my packs.
Yeah.
So tune in next week. Follow us on Instagram and on Facebook.
And now all the other ones?
Yeah, we're on Apple. We're on Spotify. I do try to get them up. I did not put the interview with Theo up on either of those because the sound quality was so bad. Oh. I was kind of embarrassed. So we'll get Theo back on now that we fixed the problem, and we'll do it again sometime.
We're everywhere. Getting popular.
Yeah, we're trying to be everywhere. So Corey likes it because he likes to listen.
Spotify.
Yeah, I think he does Apple. He listens to all of his podcasts on Apple, and he plays them twice the speed. So we go for a little over an hour, and he goes for 35 minutes. But people have been listening there and on Spotify. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Ricky's got a Max 7 deck that's looking like fire.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you're gonna play in the Max 7.
I would, yeah.
I'm not gonna play in that one because I want to do interviews with you guys. I'm gonna have the camera set up, so if anybody who's not playing in the Max 7, we can do a deck breakdown of your deck if you like. Or if nobody wants to do that, we'll sit there and play fun games on camera. So I better bring a second deck instead of the one I want to play on Saturday. Once the interview audio issues are fixed, please get Theo on again. Yeah, Captain, that's the plan. We are talking to show promoters in Florida. We got somebody who might be interested in running an event down there for us so that we can bring Theo to an event. So keep that in mind. If it happens, guys, I hope you show some support. That promoter wants to go out there and do that for us. Stefan says, can you put up the interview? The interview is on YouTube. I just didn't put it on Spotify or Apple. So the interview is there. I have to go back, and I haven't even listened to it to see how bad the sound was.
Yeah, I was too embarrassed.
Yeah, the guys were just saying it was awful, and I don't know what happened to that episode. But Stefan, if you go back on YouTube, it was like 4 weeks ago, maybe 3.
Maybe 3 weeks, yeah.
But you can go listen to it there. If I can fix the audio, I'll upload it to Spotify or
No Howard
Apple.
tonight.
But yeah, Howard, we missed you, buddy.
Oh, it's his wife's birthday, I saw.
Oh,
So,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
to
Maria.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. Oh, wait a minute. Captain says it is on YouTube. You have to go the live tab. It doesn't appear under the videos tab. That is correct. All the live streams are only listed under the live tab. So if you want to go there, you'll see it. And I believe its title was Who Created Overpower? Two brothers named Michael and Theo.
And
So
if you want to become a better player, I suggest going and watching those videos from the OP Cup. and
yeah, there was some
Valhalla.
good stuff on that OP Cup.
Yeah, and some things not to do.
Ricky wants to know if we can have someone edit the volume on the video. Ricky, I don't know anyone who could do that, but if you want to point me in the right direction, I'll look into it. Some tricks users can do on their own. Okay. Yeah, Stefan, if you know anything that could turn up the volume on Spotify, let me know. We'll take a look at it. All right, guys, thanks so much. We'll see you.